Well, hello, friends, and thank you for joining me, Dr. William Spady. This time for actually the 26th of an interview with my dear friend Tomei Schnitzius, who has contributed enormously from the heart and the soul to the work we're doing here on Spirit Partners. It's my observation that in the course of these over now 24 interviews that I've done, um, two things stand out. Number one, he's getting continuous guidance from his spirit partners in terms of the message that they want to convey, not only to him, but through him to you. And I think we're really gifted and blessed in that regard. The other thing is that the messages seem to be filling out more and more and more of an expansive mosaic about who we are as human beings, as spiritual beings as well, obviously, and therefore, it's providing us with insights into aspects of ourselves that, at least in my case, I would have never, ever guessed by simply doing meditations and the conventional kinds of things that people are talking about. And it's good that they are. So, Tomei, I know we're in for another really insightful and transformative experience with you today. Thanks for doing this one more time. Um, I feel honored to both be your friend and having been very close with you as a student. Um, so I'm eager to hear what this latest adventure into the heart and into the mind and into the soul um, is really all about.
Wow, that was quite an introduction. Um, and I guess I would just say that I'm pretty honored too that they've chosen me in whatever ways they have to be a service to everyone. So thank you all for being here to listen, first of all, and to connect with you in some way to help you if we can help you find your heart and be able to use your brain in a way that really is for service to yourself and to your heart to help you make the choices that are best for all, and the feelings behind those choices as well. So that seems to be a common theme that happens throughout a lot of these podcasts that we've done. It's been quite a while since we've done one, so um, it'll be interesting to see where this goes today. Um, One of the things that I'm drawn to share with you right off the bat before we really get into it is there's a video on YouTube that you might want to follow up on to watch and listen to, because it holds a lot of scientific information about what we're going to talk about today. Because I'm not going to get into as much of the science, at least that's what I'm feeling from them, so much as Greg Braden does. Greg Braden is an incredible speaker. He's been out there a long time, lots of books. But Greg has a new video on YouTube that really is profound, beyond profound, quite frankly, what the sciences have found and the connections that we have within our hearts and in our brains, and how the coherence comes together. So I'm just gonna read the title of it, and you guys can go ahead and just a little PR for Greg, I guess. Greg,
Well,
if you're
thank
out
you.
there,
Yeah,
yeah,
thank you for that. We really would like to know.
yeah. So the title of it is How to Sync. That's SYNC. Your heart and brain for maximum performance. So again, it's how to sync your heart and brain
Mm-hmm.
for maximum performance. And it's one of Greg's YouTube. So it's Greg is Gregg, Braden Braden. So check that out. I think you're going to find some information that's going to kind of really set you off into a whole different place of understanding, especially from more of a, I'm not going to even say practical because science is now getting past practical, an understanding of really what you hold within yourself, what you hold within your heart, what you hold within your brain. It's really, it's amazing. So that being said, um, one of the things, I guess not one of the things, but the thing they wanted me to talk about today was the heart brain intensity. Um, wasn't quite sure as I was running the other morning, and they came to me and said, it's time to do another one, another podcast. And they gave me the title right off the bat. So I'm just going to kind of let things flow as I usually do and go from there. Um, we've talked we've talked a lot in past podcasts about the heart per se and the brain. We've also talked about heart brain coherence, which heartmath.com, I think is their title or their website. HeartMath has done tremendous work for 25 some years on showing us how the heart and brain come together to assist us to have some clarity and to make choices that are more heartfelt. Um, and so to say heart brain intensity, I guess the feeling is that um, the intensity of that, not necessarily going into the actual way it flows as far as specifics, techniques, for instance, of how to get there. Greg goes over a beautiful technique, so simplified, almost just about just placing your hand on your heart space for just a few seconds and taking a deep breath and then possibly feeling gratitude in that moment brings you into this coherent state with your heart and your brain. Um, it's very simplified, and this is what the indigenous cultures used for such a long time. Um, one of the things that I have found in the travels that I've made and have done is people all over the world um, have this yearning. There's a yearning within each one of us. Sometimes it feels like going home. Those are the words, a yearning to go home. That yearning is a feeling. That yearning is a sense of missing something while you're here. Something is missing. Many um, clients, I guess I would say, or many adepts that come to ask me questions or to have sessions with me. One of their comments, and maybe some of you will identify with this in some way. One of their comments in most cases is when they show up at my door and they come in and they say, you know, we've heard you do things differently. It's kind of an understatement in some ways. Um, but and I always ask them, okay, so what do you mean differently? And they said, well, we've tried a lot of other things. We've tried psychiatrists, we've tried psychologists, we've done workshops and mindfulness and all kinds of things. And they said something is still missing. It's just not, there's something missing. There seems to be a hole. There's something that I'm yearning for. There's something that I wish to have, and I don't know what that is. That yearning is a spark that we hold within us. That would be my suggestion. What what my guides tell me and what the mystery schools would say is there's a yearning to go back to where you came from. Now that can get into some, woo-woo type of stuff like, well, I'm from Orion or I'm from another star system or another galaxy or whatever it might be. And that's not what we're talking about here. There is possibilities of that, of course, because we're all star children in some respect. We all came from somewhere else. But what we're talking about here is actually going back to where you were first created. That means your home with consciousness. I will use consciousness because the word God, the word source, even universe is so overused. I've used it a lot myself in a lot of the podcasts. And what they're showing me now is that all of that that I've just shared with you is part of consciousness. It's part of what you might call the all. Consciousness is everywhere. It is in everything in this third dimensional reality, yet it's in the thousands of different dimensions that are available to us. This yearning is to go back to the very beginning. You know, science might sit down and say, well, the Big Bang, and I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about before that. That we all come from that place. We all have a spark of that, which makes us a part of that. Science has found, and others have recognized, that there is a unique spark, if you would say, a unique place upon the DNA strand that we have in our cells that is a source or a consciousness at the very highest level of frequency. We hide it. We develop kind of like an eggshell around it. I would say an eggshell around our heart would be one of the strongest possibilities, but even within our own cellular structure, because of the stresses and the judgments and the things that we make in our dualistic world, we cover that up so it cannot be found, so it cannot be felt. What we're talking about here is heart-brain intensity to finally uncover the feeling of what that is for you, which will become your director. It will become the opportunity to see and feel and sense more than five senses, more than what you know of in a linear way. It's way past that. And I mean way past that. We're not even talking six, seven, we're talking senses that are so profound and so strong and so open that it will just send you into a place of joy that you never knew was possible, a sense of gratitude or balance, to be able to be in the moment deeper and deeper than you've ever known before. That's intensity. That's very intense. And it's not a definition of intensity like some think. Like, you know, most people would say, well, things are really intense. That means, wow, they're very stressful or they're really filled with anxiety or drama. Yeah, there is that kind of intensity, but that's only one kind of intensity. There's an infinite amount of intensity, if you might say, a feeling of it, both at a lower frequency and a higher frequency. What we're talking about here is bringing your inner sanctum to such a degree where the intensity and the frequency is raising up between the heart and brain to open a door that has been closed for quite a while, which leads itself to understand that you already hold it. This isn't something that you necessarily have to go buy at Walmart. This is something that is not on a shelf somewhere. This is something that you already have within yourself. Each individual will feel it differently, per se. However, you hold it within yourself and you have covered it up. You've accepted the things that are going on outside of you in the world that we live in. You have chosen the way to judge that. You have chosen the way to be with that. And if you've chosen the way to be with that from a low density, which would mean from an ego that you have created, then you will not see the whole picture. You will not be able to feel the higher frequencies because you have held yourself in check and continue to do so. We are at a time now that we've talked about before of the great shift. What is the shift? The shift is energetic. Nobody's here to come save you. You are here to create the shift here on this planet. You're not going anywhere and coming back. You're already here. The shift is already in place. It's been going on for quite a while. Even as we speak, we just had the blood moon. We just had 999 happen the other day, 2 days ago. Vortexes have opened up. Frequencies have shifted. The etheric planet, not necessarily dualistic planet, the ethereal part of the planet has already shifted its poles, if you will. It's already shifted its frequency. It would be as if your aura field, your energetic body around you has shifted in its location from north to south and south to north. That has already happened. So because of that, all of a sudden there's new frequencies coming into the planet, as has been going on for quite a while. This has been done, of course, as we've talked to you about in the past. The scientists have measured some of the frequencies coming from the galactic core going in the sun. The CMEs that are coming from the sun have been more powerful than ever before. CMEs are corona mass ejections that are coming from the sun. The Earth is in a position now where we might say it is more open than ever before because of the vortexes and energies that have been happening planetary in the solar system itself, causing the Earth to be more open to what's coming in. That doesn't make it vulnerable per se. It's assisting it to raise its consciousness even faster. As the ethereal part of the planet is raising its consciousness faster, your ethereal part of yourself is being affected if you wish it to. If you don't match up with it per se, it doesn't necessarily have to be conscious, but if your heart is not involved in the choices that you're making on a more of a daily basis, which means more in a 51% opportunity, then it will be very hard to walk through what is happening in these moments, actually for the rest of this year. As these things are happening, we have the opportunity to release not only those things that have been happening for us in our lifetime now, be it any harm you've caused anyone else unconsciously and maybe consciously, if you've come to a forgiveness state by harming people consciously, then you've walked through some of those situations as well. But even if you've caused any harm in the past in this lifetime, the energies are put together in such a way coming in right now that it's giving you an opportunity to release all those things so you can open your heart up into what is now coming into the planet. There are many side effects of what's going on with that. Your body is being hit physically. One thing I would suggest that you look at, and maybe you already recognize if you're not falling asleep too quickly during the night, is that between 3 and 4 a.m. in the morning, a lot of old souls are waking up and falling back asleep. That's one of the side effects, to know that energies are coming in and they're hitting you really strongly at that period of time, wanting you to consciously feel it coming in, even though you're kind of in a delta kind of sleep. You're not really present, but you are kind of present, but you're more conscious at that point between 3 and 4 o'clock, sometimes 2:30 to 4:30. So let's not be too specific on this. There's an opening during that period of time for everyone, whatever part of the planet you're on. It's that time frame where things are happening. Headaches, dizziness. Some are having a lot of nauseous feelings. There's other side effects that are happening. So don't think for a moment that you need to run to the ER, you need to run to a doctor to get medicine. I'm not telling you not to take medication, because if you do need it, then you must take it. But use your own heart judgment as far as discerning for yourself, is this something that's out of the blue? Because of this time frame, a lot of these things are happening. So be very careful. And again, I'm not telling you not to take medication, but I'm telling you that some of these side effects that might be new for you are caused by the energies that are coming in. A lot of it's being recorded. A lot of people are having these type of issues. Most of us that are old souls have been waiting for this to happen. So we're not so anxious and so judgmental as to something is really, really wrong. We know it's not wrong at all. In fact, it's the opposite. It's what we've been wanting to welcome for a long time. That's intensity. That's strong. The heart and the brain coherence will help you walk through that. The intensity of that, depending upon how you wish to walk through it, what your choices are going to be, then will help you walk through it, say maybe with more integrity and grace and gratitude. Gratitude is a huge piece. It's a feeling, of course, from the heart, that every day you wake up, you're in gratitude that you're awake. Every day you wake up, you can't wait to see what is going to come to you. You can't wait to allow something to happen as opposed to force something to happen. The gratitude comes in the synchronicities. One of the other side effects of all this stuff that's happening is the synchronicities are way stronger than they have before. The deja vus. Tomei on the other day had a session with somebody, and in the middle of the session, as they were talking, he said to the person, "I'm having a deja vu right now with you." It was right in the moment. And she laughed and he laughed because she knew it too. It was the weirdest thing, but it wasn't so weird because of what's really actually happening. Don't be
Domain,
surprised that this
uh,
stuff is going to happen.
let me project into this my own experience this last month or two. All right, to just reinforce the last two things you said. All right. What I have been feeling is an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the people who have contributed so much to my life and to my learning and to my benefit and to my growth. And that has just been, it's been bubbling up and bubbling up and bubbling up and bubbling up. What's happened is I've been in a state of, you could call it um, intense synchronicity, where more and more and more things are coming in that in some cases I've been, quote, struggling to achieve or struggling to learn about or struggling to do for decades. And they're just flying in the door. Information, skills, the capacities of my body to do this, that, or the other thing. It's like, gosh, where is this all coming from? But it's all been wrapped in this thing about it's being grateful for what other humans have contributed to me, including you, and you know that.
So that's part of what's happening. We can look at another word that is similar to gratitude, and that's appreciation. Um, we can be appreciative of just being at this place at this time. We can be appreciative of, like Bill was saying, of things and people from the past. Um, I would say, and we would say that the gratitude is a stronger feeling, but it's still appreciation is still a wonderful feeling. Um, there's also compassion and care um, that come along with this. To be able to be in such a place of compassion and care, where you see what's happening in the world and you start tearing up and you start crying and you feel a sense of compassion for what some of the people on the planet are going through. or with what's going on in your neighborhood or community, or even in your family. Um, there's a sense of compassion in care that can be sent out without trying to get in the way of the journeys of what's going on as well. Because, on your planet, this whole understanding of a spiritual journey of the soul is to be expressed through the experiences that that soul has come down to experience. And any one of us cannot get in the way of that journey. So, but we can still send a sense of heart to each situation. We can still be with those people, even though we're not in that same country or that same community. We do have a sense of care and compassion that can be sent to them, and it can still be authentic. It can still be from the heart. This is where the shift is happening. The changes are taking place, and as this happens more and more, the controls and the manipulation of the let's say masculine energies that have been in charge for such a long time is going to be coming to an end. They can't hold on much longer. The gratitude and the light and the compassion in the world is too strong at this point for it to overcome anything anymore. That's why it's so prevalent and so strong, it seems, because it is out in front of you, in front of your face now. It's not hidden any longer. And those that are still trying to hold on to that principle, if you will, it's going to get harder and harder for them to hold on to it, because more and more is going to be known. And as more and more comes to be known, and they don't wish to um, um, experience the harm they've caused, per se, which means they must go into their own forgiveness, and that forgiveness is going to be even deeper than say somebody else's. It's going to be very difficult for that soul to be able to release itself from this third dimensional reality. But as you accept, if you're watching this right now, we would have to say that you're already one of those individuals, souls who have done a lot of work in past lives, even if it's not in this lifetime, to be welcoming and become aware and to be open to the new things that are about to happen and have been happening for a while. That intensity has become way past intense right now. If you look at the energies that are hitting the planet, you will find out if you're listening to something that has some authenticity to it. The measurements are off the charts. They have been for quite a while. And this is just assisting everything to happen. It's not harm. It's not Armageddon or anything like that. It is actually the time for the Great Awakening to take place, and it is taking place everywhere. Whatever you do and do as action in the third dimensional way, whatever you do to assist in these times is perfect by guidance from your heart. So whether it is that you do something in your community, whether it's just something you do for yourself, whether it's something you do for your family, whether you speak to thousands of people or whether you speak to one person, it's all important. It's all registering a new level of frequency that's being placed upon the planet. We have asked Tomei to travel, and the reason we asked him a long time ago, and he knows this, is so he can bring our energy everywhere he goes. And that's exactly what he's been doing. He's been placing it everywhere he goes, and it doesn't matter what the result is. He doesn't care. He, believe me, is enjoying the opportunity to feel the energies come through him, to meet those that accept the energy, and even those that do not. Wherever he goes, he can feel it and sense it and know it. Opening vortexes that have been closed for a long time in different countries are now beginning to be open, and some he has actually opened while he was in those locations, and he didn't even know he did it. um, and so he doesn't care. He doesn't care to know. It's not important to him. So this intensity of heart-brain coherence is very, very important. Now, in Greg's YouTube that Tomei is giving you, understand that Tomei had done a lot of work with Dr. Matulich, and by doing that work that he did with her, she came and showed him the results of some of his heart-brain coherence, which at that time he knew nothing about. She had enough.
You said Greg did?
No, Dr. Matulich.
No, you said Greg worked with Dr. Matulich?
No, that Tomei worked with Dr.
Oh,
Matulich.
excuse me. All right. Sorry. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, Tomei worked with Dr. Matulich for quite a while. And in working with her, she had the equipment to show um, his heart-brain coherence, his heart-brain intensity. And he didn't really need to know, he already knew, but to be able to get verification in this way really helped him even go deeper. So there was a kind of a plan to it, if you will, of us sending um, him to work with her for sure, so he could see what was really happening. And she was able to register his gamma waves, which was really not too known in that community at that time as far as neurologists were concerned. And actually, she was thrown out of that society because they thought that she was wrong, that there weren't gamma waves. Well, what science has found out now, years after this, and Greg has positioned himself in this YouTube to share with you what they have found, is they were registering the abilities of the monks from Nepal in their meditations, that they would go beyond gamma, they would go beyond what they called, I think, hyper gamma, and they went into a whole different level of vibration that was very, very high. And if you watch this YouTube, he will explain all that to you. So what what has been going on is, as one soul per se has worked on themselves in this coherence between the heart and the brain, because the heart is so strong in its authenticity of experiential ways, that it continues to assist the brain to go past the abilities that have only been known for a short time for that individual, to where they can go beyond it. And the more intense the heart becomes, the more intense the brain becomes. The more intense the brain becomes, the more opportunities for energies and frequencies to come in as well. So there's this kind of companionship between the heart and the brain that takes place, only the heart is still the director. But within your own brains, you hold within you an insurmountable amount of energies that are beyond anything you can comprehend. Now, what they also found in these scientific studies is that the state that you retain when you get to this highest level that they have found so far, that same state is found at the lowest level. They finally tested what it was like to go below 0.1 hertz, to go below what the lowest level would be, which would mean that you were retaining a level of frequency at zero, which means that you weren't breathing, that your heart wasn't breathing. It was like a state where there was no breath, but you were still alive. We can now bring this one aspect back to you, which there's many more than just this one aspect. But when Yeshua was on the cross, he brought himself down to that zero level, so he would not feel any pain and suffering. Yet he was still alive. When they took him down from the cross, they thought he was dead because there was no relevance of breathing, heartbeat, but he was still alive because he had brought his ability down to that place. When they placed him in the sarcophagus so he could retain the energetic value of who he was and continue to work on getting to the highest level of vibration, which would have been his light body for sure, which is way past gamma, that's when he came out of the tomb. And as he said, you can do more than I. This isn't the first time this has happened. Many of the monks in Nepal were able to show through scientific studies how they could do this. So this is a fact. This is a scientific fact. This isn't some story that they want you to say is a story that was written on some kind of scrolls 4,000 years ago that can't be really true. It is now a scientific fact that it is possible, which means it is a scientific fact for you to raise your cells in your body up to a certain level of healing to assist yourself to say go older, go younger, have more of an opportunity for clarity, awareness, the ability to perform in ways that you never thought you could, no matter what your age might be. You're able to be with your physical body in a way you never have before. Now, there is some obvious understandings, if you want to call them that, for this to take place. The intensity must be such that there isn't doubt. Doubt will take it away. Doubt is judgment that something can or can't. When you know something, there is no can or can't. There just is. And this is one of the struggles, one of the, I guess, opportunities and challenges that all have, each individual within their own hearts, to place themselves in such a way to be able to allow this intensity to take place. For if there's no doubt, there is only gratitude. If there is no doubt, there's only compassion. If there is no doubt, there is only care. If there is no doubt, there is only appreciation, because there's a knowing of all things. So once again, we come back to Greg's beautiful YouTube that he's put together. Greg shares so much with you in a lot of his YouTubes for free. Doesn't cost you anything to listen to them. You don't have to go to his workshops. You might want to attend his workshops because the frequencies and the energies that are there are off the charts. To be surrounded by people of like mind and heart and feeling is quite an opportunity. To let it soak in and to feel it, and for you to feel your energies and send them out to the group as well. Group consciousness is very, very powerful. Do you have to have it? No, of course not. You can do it in your own room. We suggest that you begin the process, if you haven't already, to begin the heart-brain coherence, but more in an intense type of way. Feel the gratitude every day. Feel the gratitude every night. Feel the gratitude in times that you usually wouldn't. At work, at play, going to the store. All these things, you don't have to stop your life to be a part of this. You don't have to divorce. You don't have to leave your family. You don't have to leave people and partnerships. You don't have to leave any of it. What we suggest is, how are you showing up? If you show up in heart-brain coherence, you're still there, but you're showing up in gratitude. You're showing up in appreciation. Not to be appreciated, but to appreciate showing up and what you have and what you have been given and what you have received. How do you show up in life? Or do you let life show up for you? Life showing up for you is control. This is what they wish the dark side, if you want to call them that, wishes you will continue to do. The challenges are great right now. There's no doubt about it. The shift is strong right now. There's no doubt about it. But everything is perfect just the way it is. We will say to you, there are no evil aliens. Wipe that off the slate. There are none. They all have a place. They will try to confuse you. And by they, we mean the different governments of the world have created scenarios to make you think there's going to be invasions of some kind and things are going to come down and destroy you. You have plenty of movies that you've had in your own culture that show you this. But this is not the story. It is far from it. Many are coming because they can't wait to see what we do. And when I say we are part of this with you. We are always here on the planet with you. We are not separated from you as you would think, just because of dimensionality. We are here with you. You just can't see us. But as Tomei has found out, he can feel us. Feeling and sensing is way more powerful than seeing. Allow yourself to have the heart-brain coherence in the intensified way, and you will begin to feel things that you never thought were possible. You will also see and feel others around you who are not quite there. It will be difficult for you. And difficult because you do not wish to see harm come to any of them. You wish to save them and help them see through their ways so they can be saved as well, if you want to look at it as being saved. This is not part of your journey. Their journey is to experience what they experience. Their choices are their choices. As much as you see and become aware of, and there are loved ones that are going to walk away from you, but there are also others who will walk towards you. You become a light in this world. The more the intensity of the heart-brain coherence, the stronger the energetic body becomes. Past gamma, way past gamma, not just past gamma, but way past gamma. It's called lambda. Lambda energy. Way past gamma. This is what they've labeled it as. And we will say to you, there's something past that as well. And what's going on universally right now in the solar system, in your solar system, is a unique opportunity to open yourself up to the shift that's happening on your planet. Others throughout the whole galaxy, even in the universe itself, are coming here to watch. You won't see them. You might feel them, but you won't see them. They don't wish to interrupt what you're doing. If you do become a part of seeing them, they are here to help guide you, not to harm you. The only way you can see them is if you're at their level of energetic value, which means the more intense you have your heart-brain coherence, the better chances you have of connecting with us and with others in a way that is even more profound. Because with our assistance through you, it becomes stronger for those that you wish to serve, besides yourself. Just makes sense, no? Lastly, before we leave, we wish to say to you to become consistent. That this isn't just a one-time thing. This is about a living way of life, a way of being in life consistently. Every day, every moment, if you can. It's impossible in your dualistic state to do it every second, every part of the day. But we look for consistency, which means can you do it most of the day, most of the time? Can you recognize more when you're not doing it, to take a moment to put your hand on your heart, take the breath, and then bring in the feeling of gratitude? It takes seconds to do it. to shift that reality immediately. That's spiritual alchemy. And this is what you hold within you. We don't hold any more than you have. We are all in this together. Know that you're not alone. Know that we're always there. Your dreams are becoming more profound. At night, we are there more with you than ever before. These profound dreams hopefully will lead you into understanding some of the choices that are coming because they're deja vus. Some of the understandings of what you must let go of so that you can be more clear, more open to the energies that are coming in. And then maybe more of a direction of what journey to be taking. We are all here for you. We will never leave you. Be consistent. Allow your heart-brain coherence to become intensified. And know there's no end to that. Keep working on it every single moment you can.
Tomei, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I would like to link much of what you said back to other aspects of the Greg Braden messages,
Okay.
and also back to the interview we did prior to this one,
Okay.
where you addressed basically this incredible inner capacity we have with the issue of artificial intelligence.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I was wondering what. It's been a while, so I don't even remember what the last one was.
Well, I'm on
I
top
could-
of the agenda here
yeah,
temporarily. Okay.
it's good
Greg,
somebody is.
thank you. Greg Braden is very clear, and this is where I'd like to just reinforce and bring all these points together.
Okay.
He thinks the biggest threat that we are facing in humanity right now is not about politics and violence and all that stuff. It
Right.
is that this artificial intelligence thing
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
gotten so strong and so powerful
And so
that,
quickly.
and so quickly that it is redefining what we think we should be like as humans.
Right.
Okay? And let me just say that what you've talked about in terms of I'm going to put four words together, okay? Heart, brain, or heart, mind, coherence.
Don't do mine because mine is you.
Okay, all right.
So
Okay,
heart brain is really the
okay,
one.
heart, or thank you. Heart,
Yeah.
brain, it's coherence,
Hmm.
which is then to be taken at more and more intensive levels. Let the coherence unfold. He says that's our true human potential.
Yes, that's correct.
That is our fundamental human potential that artificial intelligence can never take from us
Yeah.
unless we as a civilization let it.
Allow it. Yeah. One of the things that is missing in what you just explained is feeling. So that intensity that the heart brain coherence has, that intensity is feeling. And artificial intelligence can never have that.
That's right. Yep.
They can't have that. So when scientists talk about the intensity of artificial intelligence, they're talking about, say, stronger, I'm not a scientist, so stronger computers maybe, or software or whatever it might be, is more intense and more intense and more intense. So they can do it quicker and faster and all this kind of stuff. And so that intensity is going to grow within a AI kind of platform. Well, that still cannot reach what it is that we have within us as a human being. They cannot feel. And because they can't feel, they can never reach the capacity and intensity of that frequency that um, uh, they talked about today. Was it lambda? Uh, the lambda frequency, which is the highest they have found now, that these monks can do. And when they can do that, it's the height of feeling, let's just say, to the point where you're about as close as you can come at this point. They still are not sure if there's something past this yet. But the feeling of that energy, let's just say, is as close maybe to the next dimension up or a few more or whatever it might be. What I found unique in this last YouTube that he talked about was that the opposite is the same. So it's as if you are in a state of complete zero at both places. And pure energy is coming in. Just pure energy is just coming in. You're just pure energy. There isn't anything else. I guess it's the best words I can put to it, and how I'm feeling it and sensing it. Brings a lot of emotion. Man, this brings so much emotion. AI can't do that. It cannot do that. And if we give ourselves away, like Greg is saying in some of the podcasts he's had or videos, it's like, don't give it away. Don't do it. You're giving your humanness away. You're giving the abilities that you have within you that are far superior than any AI could ever put together. You're giving it away not only to the robot, but you're giving it away to the masters of the robot. You're giving yourself away to those who have put this stuff together, and all they're interested in is replacing you. All they're interested in is to hold on to control and money and whatever you want to throw in there as part of their, their power is what they're looking for. So,
Well, what you called masculine, that masculine syndrome,
yeah,
okay, to me is not authentic masculine power. It
no,
is the artificial, okay, the masking of that comes in the form of dominance. And
yeah,
it's the dominance and the control and power over other people,
yeah.
etc., which is what is fading and fading and fading away.
That's a really good word to use, dominance. It's been going on for gosh, how long, man?
Yeah,
Ever
yeah,
since
just to,
it's like it started back in Atlantis and even before that. I mean, it's just like, wow, it's been here for a long time, obviously. Um, so
Tomei, I'd like to share an experience briefly, just in what you said the last minute or two, okay,
okay. Mhm.
about going literally to zero. Okay,
Yeah,
because we can talk about the one in the one direction going to
right.
zero, in
Yeah,
which case we quote die, and in the other direction going to zero, in which case maybe we unite with everything. Okay.
right. Yeah.
Um,
And
I,
it's
I
and it's not even dying though, the zero place. It's just
yeah, well, I've
the
had
same
the
thing.
experience in working in the desert with my shaman, where I have gone into a state of inner awareness, let's call it, of total suspension, okay, where nothing is happening. And I could hear him talking to the other person who was there in the experience with, doing their work, okay?
Mhm. Yeah.
But I was at literally zero. I was not, my sense and everything, wasn't even breathing. And they said this other person was in panic. He said, he's not breathing. I mean, we got to do something.
Yeah.
And the shaman just said, no, let, let him be. Just let
Hmm.
him be there. He's just fine. And, that's not something that you do 24 hours a day,
Nope.
but it's the place where there is no need to do anything physical at all.
Yeah.
It is just suspension into the universal all.
Yeah. They're it's like what they say is, I guess, suspended animation or
Yeah.
something like that, being frozen, I don't know. Um, never understood that one, but um, yeah, I don't like the cold, Bill. I don't want to go that way.
Okay, I'll put that in the record.
Yeah, please. Um, yeah, so yeah, it's that intensity is pretty wild. It's pretty strong, obviously, and just a knowing that that's possible for us, um, especially at this time. It's the time and place of it is so perfect in a way, with the shift that's happening with the planet itself, and how we're going along with it. Almost leads me to wonder. This is just me talking, wondering whether um, there is going to be like two Earths. Is there going to be um, an etheric planet, and is there going to be still a dualistic planet at the same time? Um, I don't know. That's just a thought that comes to me after being a part of this today. Um, not quite sure. I'm not getting a hit either, so I'm not supposed to know.
Well, when your spirit partners talk to you about that issue, etc.,
Yeah,
give me a ring and we'll have
yeah, that might be.
interview number 27, okay?
Kind of feeling that might be like number 50 or something down the line. That
Well,
might be some
it
else
may
way
it may
out in the
come
future.
sooner, it may come sooner than you think.
Maybe we'll be in it and still doing podcasts or something, and we'll understand it then. I don't know.
There you go. Well, thank you again. Thank you.
Yeah,
Wow, this really was, wow, this really touched me. I mean,
yeah,
really, just I resonated from beginning to end. Audience, I hope you feel the same way. These keep getting better and better because they get more comprehensive and deeper and more expansive. And the integration of all these different elements are coming together in a more coherent pattern, in a more coherent mosaic
yeah.
that's revealing, our real potential.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
our real potential.
yeah,
So we'll leave you with that thought and invite you to keep searching the internet for more of what the interviews we will be doing. Come to the website, come to our channel. There are many, many more. Remember, there are 25 that preceded this one.
yeah.
And all of them are stepping stones to filling out, okay, the elements and the pieces in that grand mosaic.
Yeah.
So again, Tomei, thank you. Okay,
Thanks, Bill.
I
Thank you
look
guys for listening.
I look forward to a next one
Yeah,
whenever it unfolds.
yeah,
And audience, I thank you and hope to see you in other interviews for Spirit Partners.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay.